On the southern part of the Pannonia Plain, on the bank of the Tisa River, about 50 kilometers from its estuary in the Danube, we found a 7,000-year-old settlement. We call it Bordjosh, which is the name of the village at the same location during the Middle Ages. Stone Age Bordjosh lasted for about 500 years, before the settlement was then abandoned after a great fire. Bordjosh belonged to the so-called Tisa culture, which included the territories near the river Tisa in northern Vojvodina in Serbia, eastern Hungary, and southeastern Slovakia. It was typified by the manner in which ceramics were decorated: cut lines and geometric motifs, square meanders and their combinations. However, a large number of objects from the so-called Vinča culture were also found in the settlement, which means that Bordjosh was actually a border point in which two great late Neolithic cultures intermingled. At the time when Bordjosh was most heavily populated, the settlement was home to some 4,000 people. That may not seem many, but if you consider that the Earth's total population was between 8 and 10 million, then, in comparison with today, we're talking about the equivalent of a city with 3 million inhabitants. So Bordjosh was once what Berlin, Madrid, or Buenos Aires are today. Research on Bordjosh, carried out by teams from the Museum of Vojvodina in Novi Sad and the Christian Albrecht Institute for Prehistory and Early History at the University of Kiel, brought more questions than answers about the way Bordjosh lived. For example, if agriculture and hunting and gathering activities could feed about 2,000 people, what did the other 2,000 do for a living? Or how did materials that originated a few hundred kilometers away from Bordjosh get there, 1,000 years before horses were domesticated, and the ox cart, if it existed, could only cover 3 kilometers an hour? Everything that's been discovered about Bordjosh, together with still existing enigmas about the late Neolithic period in the southern stream of the Tisa River, can be found in a new documentary. Bordjosh, a 7,000-year-old mystery.